All right. You ready to do this?
I am.
Oh, good.
I'm just excited to be with you.
I love that. I'll take it. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to an episode of the No Politics, No Religion podcast. Tell us your story. We're not wasting any time. We're jumping right into it. We're here with one of my dear friends I've known for about a year. She's an entrepreneur. She's a restaurateur. She is one of the owners of Blanquita #3 here in Harlingen, Texas. My dear friend, the maker of all things delicious and good, Rebecca Garcia. Rebecca, how's everything going?
Pretty good. Not too shabby, I would
Excellent.
say.
I'm excited to be doing this because one of the things about this podcast, and we talked about it some time back, was I wanted to shine a light on entrepreneurs. You're a powerhouse. I've said that to you in public. I've said it to you in private. When I see you, I think powerful, powerful human, not just powerful woman, powerful human. So you've had this restaurant for how long?
Several years now. So I started in the restaurant business very, very young. Kita started when I was 4 years old. However, I didn't take over my official restaurant till I was about 19 years old, 18, 19.
19.
Yeah. So
So this is a family business?
family owned business.
So I have a lot of questions I want to ask because I am a huge, I'm really big when it comes to flavor, and I've eaten here several times, and we're going to eat in just a bit. And
I'm hungry, bro.
oh no, I'm hungry.
I'm starving.
Before I got here, I got dropped off my car to get my oil changed, and I had them drop me off, and they asked me a question, and I was like, and I
Like
had
Kita started just popping in your mind.
right, and I literally told the guy who was taking me here from the
Yeah.
car dealership, I was like, listen, man, I haven't eaten. I have a good meal coming, and I didn't want to ruin my appetite by
Yeah.
eating something
I was
inferior.
kind of doing the same thing today. So even mom was just like, "Hey, do you want some fajitas? I'm gonna eat some fajitas." I was like, "I'm gonna have a good meal in a bit. I'm not even gonna try to. I want to savor it,
Right. That's what it's about. It's more than just
getting
putting
full."
food in the
Yeah,
body, getting full.
yeah.
So before we start, I've realized something. I mean, technically, you're episode number 2. So there's only been one before you. It was the world-renowned Lizard Man. We love you.
We
She
do love
sponsored
you.
you.
Yes,
She literally
I love the
sponsored.
guy.
Yes. And that was so nice. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But I decided to start off with something cheeky.
Yeah,
We can talk about restaurants, food, and whatever you want to talk about. But one of the reasons I do this podcast is to counteract all the doom scrolling that's going on the internet. Everyone is starting to believe that everything's all bad all the time.
Mm.
And I want to celebrate people like yourselves who have come a long way, have worked hard. And I want to bring back a certain amount of innocence to humanity. You know, it's so with that in mind, I've been asking a question only once before. And it's something we used to ask each other when we were kids. And I figured I'd ask it to you now. If you can be any superhero or have any superpower, what would Rebecca Garcia do? And what would be your superpower?
when I get asked that question, or even the thought of, because there's so many movies that illustrate superpowers and things of that nature, or even when they're doing like the Miss USA or something, they ask them those type of questions.
Do they?
Yeah, they throw out like a lot of different questions.
Okay.
And I've seen those before, and I always put myself in those positions. Not that I would ever say I'm going to be like Miss USA or anything like that, but you kind of like think about like, what would you say in those moments, right? And so thinking of that question, I feel like it's so broad. Like, I feel like it's broad, but at the same time, it's just like, if there's just like one thing, it's like, I feel like I can't narrow it down to one thing. For me, the first thing that came to mind was time.
Okay.
Like, always having enough time. Obviously, we have to implement going to sleep, doing extras, like, but there's so much to life and there's so much beauty to life. It's like, I don't want to miss any second.
Okay. I think
That's
that's amazing. You would like, to be more clear, you would like unlimited time.
just enjoy life, enjoy a good company. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so broad. Like, time would be one thing, and then resources, right? Now that part is the part of giving back. Like, the time to bring in, you know, get what you need, do businesses, be fruitful and all that. At the same time, like, okay, what are you going to give back? So now you need more resources,
Right.
right? And that resources can come in many ways. It could come in food, but ultimately it's just like money brings, in the world that we live in, money is what
Right.
makes the world go round. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what is like one superpower? I feel like time would solve the problem, the initial problem, to bring in more money to give more back.
Okay. And here's the thing. That's an entrepreneur answer right there. Like that's someone who's like, I have these things to do. I need to get them done. Yeah. I have my checklist. I take, but I give back, which allow me to brag really quick because I know you're not going to do it. So one of the things I love about Rebecca is she does give back. There was a flood recently in this region and I saw a post and you had a raffle or you had some sort of prize giveaway.
Yeah, we had giveaways
You
during that
helped feed the
time.
community. Like,
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that I don't post in public. I feel like if I'm going to help you, I want to just help you. 'Cause I
right.
want you to know, like, hey, I'm always there for you. Because there's so much to give back. Honestly, if I can give back more and I can partner up with more people, oh my God, like that would make me so happy. There's even, and maybe now with more help in the community and things like that, I guess being more expressive of what you want in life. I've always had this thing that I want to create a program called Blanquita's Cares Program. So specifically knowing like, hey, scholarships for the kids. Going back to our original conversation of how I even got here, right? Because I was 15 when I graduated, 14, 15 when I graduated high school. However, I didn't really have enough resources or income to pursue my career that I wanted to go for, right? So I was just like, okay, well, I got to work. I got to do something. And so this opportunity was always there. So for me, now looking back, it was an amazing opportunity, although it was very stress and nerve wracking when you're young. But I feel like it helped me. So going back to that is, and tailoring it back to giving back is, if that 14, 15-year-old young lady, myself, would have had more resources, I could have done other things, right? I'm not saying this is something that came back bad. However, it didn't allow me go into the career I initially wanted, right? So helping other young men and women here in the Valley, right? From those young ages, like, hey, how can I help you get to where you need to be, right? And whatever. Even the young ones now going into the adults, right? Like, what is it? There's so much talent here in the Valley, bro. Like, it's crazy. And everybody just needs that little push. I feel like and I've talked to many other people that, that have studied the Rio Grande Valley and why are they coming down here? And they're always saying if the Valley would just get it together, they would be unstoppable. Like it's so much of a powerhouse down here. And there's so much hardworking individuals that it's just like, if we would just figure it out.
Would you say it's due to a lack of information?
I would say it's a lack of information.
Because you're right.
Back to the resources thing, right? So it's kind of like we got to go into the mental state. Whenever we have a little extra money, we feel better, right? We kind of feel like I can breathe. I got it together.
Yeah.
I can breathe. I can go eat XYZ restaurant and not, feel bad about it or feel guilty that I spent something not knowing that I shouldn't.
Right.
So if we look at the medium salary here in the Valley, it's very low, right? And it's kind of like not at the par as what they should get, right?
And I think that some of the effort they're putting in isn't yielding the results that they want. You know, I mean, in my household, we talk about being a hardworking Mexican, and that's not derogatory at all. It's just
no, it's not. It's just the reality of
it. And it is about a mindset. I know you read. I know that because we have a personal relationship. I know you try to better your mindset. I know that you actually try to improve and evolve. And it's not a lot of people out there, and I'm not saying you guys listening, but there are a lot of people out there who think, well, you're not working hard enough. That's not the case.
It's not the case.
That's not the case.
It's because it's kind of like, and I've always thought that process, like, oh, you're not doing enough, or you're not. Yes, to a degree, it's like we can always do better.
Right.
That's everybody.
Right.
That's even people that have already made it in whatever their realm of things is, or whatever their perception of making it is. You could always do better. However, there's like the little stuckness we all get through.
Well, people get stuck in patterns.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get stuck in a pattern and they believe their pattern to be reality. And they're like, well, all I do is work and all I do is grind and nothing's ever going to change. But, back me up on this. It's just those percentages. You just tweak
You're
just a little
there.
bit.
Yeah.
You're almost there. I mean, and there was a speaker I knew a few years ago was like, they just need to work harder. I'm like, no, that's not true at all. So you have someone working in a field, or you have someone working in a
Oh
factory.
my God,
They're
like,
working harder than I am,
yeah.
and I
Like
got three businesses.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I could never, and you always have to have people with the utmost respect,
Hmm.
right? It's almost like a dentist can't be a firefighter, although
Right.
he can be a protector at home. But in essence, can he really protect like the whole community while a firefighter can?
Right. Good example.
Right. So it's kind of like I'm
That's
not gonna
good.
put somebody else down just because they're not making enough or XYZ. However, if their objective is to get out, like we go back to, I believe, like in our era of our parents, or they're trying to do their best just to like, hey, because I know I need to get you where you need to be.
Right.
I might not have the knowledge, but I have the know-how of how to earn this money to get you there.
Yep.
Now it's that child's kind of responsibility to get there, right?
It's
To continue,
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
It's supposed to be about progress.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say there's a ceiling. There's not a cap on the things you can do, but you do have to look for some sort of guidance, someone who's been there before.
Yeah.
Hang out with, there's an old saying, it's not mine. I'm not taking credit for this, but it's always great when you're not the smartest guy in the room.
Mhm.
I have been very fortunate that I surround myself with people that are better than me in all different facets. I have the X-Men around me at all times. I
It's
have,
almost such a variety. I mean, I've spoken to, it's just like, bro, who is this person from like what Sydney, Australia, or would you say? And from other parts of the country, which for me is like amazing because you have so many perspectives of life,
Mhm.
right? You're not stuck on one thing.
No, I think that's super important. I love hearing your story, and we'll get more to that right now. But I love the fact that I don't care that I think I'm like 17 years older than you are. I still have a lot to learn from you because this isn't my area of expertise. I don't come from a service background as an entrepreneur. I used to wait tables, I used to bartend, but I wasn't worried about payroll.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about these things, and I'm fascinated by service industry. I think it's a wonderful thing that you provide because people can cook the food at home, but they can go and dine and they can have an experience and be taken care of the way that they should be.
Yeah.
Everyone in their world should be
It's an
in their own
art.
little kingdom.
Yeah. It's a little art. And that art everybody has
Mhm.
in their own realm, right?
So
Uh,
when you first got into being a restaurateur, you were 19
mm,
is when you took over.
yeah.
Tell us about that first year.
Oh my God, I could literally remember what I even told my oldest sister. Well, one of my older sisters, were siblings, were four of us, and I told her, I was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I do have a concept of what to do, right? Obviously, the kitchen, the front, however, the intricacies of it, right? And I was just like, but I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna make this happen. Like there was almost no other resort. Like it was gonna happen,
Mhm.
right? So, and what I mean by making it happen is just like being successful with it, figuring it out, going through basically the trenches of it, figuring out how to the most difficult part I would say is managing others. However, a lot of people put being a manager or management very broad. And I don't feel like a lot of people are very or businesses or corporates on how to properly train them, right? Because nothing's about you. It's almost being a parent.
Mhm.
Like nothing's about you. And it should never be about us. As managers, it should never be about us because I consider I am the technical word for myself is an owner operator, but I like to call myself manager operator, right? Because yeah, I'm the owner, but I'm cleaning tables. I'm greeting guests. I'm in the kitchen if I need to. If nobody shows up, it's like, hey, like we got to get it together, right? How they say the circus must go on,
Mhm.
right? The show must go on.
Mhm.
So whenever people say, oh, like, oh, I manage, I'm like, okay, like, but if you really get into the intricacies of like, okay, what do you manage? Oh, I am the assistant manager. Okay, so you just take care of admin.
Mhm.
What do you really manage? Because if it's people, I can see clearly you're not managing the people well. So that for me was probably one of the things that through reading and through time and through experience, obviously 19, like what kind of experience do you possibly even have? But I think the core values and the core foundations helped me, right? Is being a good person, right? No disrespect, no hitting below the belt, If you're going to fire somebody healthy, right?
Okay.
Because a lot of people might be taking it out on them. It's just like, well, you're going to fire them.
That is such fire someone healthy.
Yeah.
That's beautifully phrased.
There's no need to be having bad blood, right? And that's something I had to learn as well through time and through experience, right? Mind you, I've had this restaurant. I guess I'll put my age out there, 31, right? So
we're 16 years apart. I said 17, and I wasn't gonna be all like that when we did sound check earlier. I was all, tell me your height. Right? I didn't want to go personal. We were doing a sound check earlier to make sure that sound was good, and I asked her a question, and I was like, tell me your height, and
no.
I didn't want to be like, so you're not a boxer. I'm not gonna be like in this corner.
I haven't even got a gym. Well, I need to go back.
You've been crushing it. I've been seeing you online. You've been getting me pregnant.
The triplets.
Yeah, we're triplets. She posted pictures, and I'm all
coming
like,
out of the way. Hey,
wow. And then last time we hung out, you bought me food. I felt like a princess. I was the belle of the ball. I'm like, thanks for taking care of me, Rebecca.
Bro, you're so crazy.
And so let me ask another question. You're talking about management and firing someone healthy style. So we'll get to health in a little bit because I know you're health conscientious. I know you're an outdoors kind of person. But when it comes to food, I know my relationship with flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a relationship with flavors since the beginning? Did it evolve? Do you not? Or are you just thinking nuts and bolts? Like, what's your relationship with food?
I think I really love that question. I really do. And so for the beginning of it, it was just nuts and bolts.
Okay.
It was just technical, right? It was just feed this client and hope for that person to come back, right? So my mind started evolving, I would say I guess when I got this restaurant in this location, about 8 years ago.
Okay.
Right. So from there, I wanted to start experiencing more different foods. Hey, why don't I add this and that to the menu? Why don't I start promoting this and that to start expanding? So yeah, it has definitely evolved, I guess I can say.
When you explore new flavors, what makes you decide that this goes with that? Like, what's your thought process? And I realize you didn't invent Mexican food. Like you're an accomplished, hardworking Mexican, but I know Mexican food was already here. But you still have to curate the menu. You still have specials. I've seen online that you're like, today we have the special tacos and coffee.
Yeah.
You still ultimately decide this with that. Like right now we have a red salsa, we have a green salsa, we have wonderful chips. The only reason I'm not eating them because I realize I'm a loud chewer and I don't want the episode just you're answering a question. You're like, when I was 7. So
what's it called? ASMR or
something like that. Look at you, you're divulging too much. And so I say something like that because I don't want people to know the real me. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's me being cheeky. What makes you decide what goes with this and what goes with that? And do you ever experiment? And how do you feel when you get it right?
So as far as the food menu at the restaurant, it has. I'm very fortunate, bro. Like I wake up. Like I tell people, one thing I'll never do is be ungrateful towards how life has turned for myself. Right? Although I say I was young and just couldn't see it clearly, I did know that I was grateful for the opportunities given. Right? And one of those, I guess you can say, things that I'm super grateful for is having my mother. Because my mother, she was the core of the kitchen. Right? So for me, it was like, hey, I'll run it by her. How does this taste, right? However, I did grow up cooking with my mom. That was always because we did start Blanquitas when I was 4. So the trailer that we started off with, my uncle's, she was always the cook, right? So coming from or getting picked up from school was going straight to the little trailer, right? So I have core memories of my mother picking me up and me playing with like the little stove and seeing the water. I was always her little taste tester, right? She was just like, hey, try this, try this, try this. So I grew her palate. So from there, it's kind of like and a lot of the things that we cook with are very simple, right? As far as the ingredients, like we don't like an overcomplicated.
I agree with that completely as a customer and as a food enthusiast. Not like being fat. I mean, like as someone who actually appreciates
Good food.
good food.
Yeah.
I think simple is good.
Yeah, simple is good and it goes a long way, right? And it's something that's duplicatable. But as like I go back as far as the menu goes, she had a lot to do with that. Anything new that should come from there, yeah, we'd go through it, but we go through it as a team. The kitchen staff, right? And we have everybody as involved as possible. Like anybody that has ever worked with us here, we are very family oriented. Like I want to know your opinion on this because I know I can be biased, right? So I might like it, but you come from a different background that I do. You were raised differently from me. We have a lot of similarities, but nonetheless, it's two different households.
Right.
So for me, it's very important to ask for their opinions about it. And a lot of we've had people from all sorts, right? Sorts of backgrounds. People from Honduras, from Salvador. We had a young lady from Argentina and things like that. So for us, was kind of like, I want to know your thought of this, or how is this perceived in where you're from, right? And then from there, we start making little twists and things like that. And if it's something that's like the word that you just said, cheeky, it might stick and it might stay. So, but as far as us, like at home, oh yeah, I can give credit to my brother's the more of the foodie person. That boy, he's a restaurant. I would say he would be good. Him and his wife would be good at making like those, what do you call those influencer videos, things like that.
Yeah.
Because they're very broad on their palate. But as far as me personally, I do like different things. However, I'm a very what's it? This there's a client here that comes here frequently. He said he was a man of habit, a creature of habit. I'm a creature of habit too.
Me too.
Yeah, if I know it's good, I'll stick with it.
And also, I mean, that's a good business plan because I know you're educated when it comes to other entrepreneurs. The guy from Raising Cane's, the guy who owns that place, he did that and he presented it in college and they were like, that's never going to work. That's not a good business model.
Yeah.
He has a thing on a menu and he does that thing the best.
The best. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I told you, and I'm going to talk to you more off the record. This is private stuff, but I plan on starting a food trailer too. And I'm going to offer two things, this or that.
Yeah, man, you don't need to overcomplicate it at all. And I told you about my other food idea.
Yes, you did.
And it's not going to be an overcomplicated menu as well for me. Simple works.
So
simple works.
You're always in constant growth. And that's hard to do considering you're here a lot, you work a lot, you have to manage your land. What is it that drives you to continue to grow as an entrepreneur? Because one thing you can agree on this, being an entrepreneur isn't a 9 to 5.
No.
That's it's like being a salary worker, but you're on call 24/7 if you have a business. And it is always a humble beginning. You hit the ground running. What is it that fuels you to work, to manage, to operate, to create? What keeps you going with your pursuit of growth?
There's a lot of things that keep me going, to be quite honest. I mean, in the initial realm of things, it's kind of like I can't fail myself and I can't fail my parents and I can't fail my staff. Everybody else is kind of like, I wouldn't want to use the word irrelevant because there is relevance in them. However, those are my core responsibilities. If the restaurant's not operating, I can't pay them and they're out of work. They might find other work, but I know they feel safe and comfortable here, right? And I would hate to disrupt that. Right?
I've seen you interact with the staff, and it's really nice.
It would be I would just feel like a total failure, bro. Like I would feel like a total failure. So that's my first train of thought as far as what I got going on here, right? But like you said, like my drive is continuous. Like think about other restaurant, just like yourself, like you want to do more. And so for things like that, it's like It's the within. Like you gotta want it. You've got to want it. You got to want to be ultimately successful. I don't know. It's like we're all going to perish one day. I don't know. Like for me, that's kind of like I would hate to see myself. I don't know if anybody thinks about the one thing that I've always said, like in meetings and things like that. It doesn't matter if your belief is going to the heaven, going to hell, living here infinitely, living in an afterlife, whatever your religious point of view might be, that's respected. However, we know we're going to perish. And how do I want to be remembered before I perish? Right. So for me, that's very important.
That's lovely that you said perish, like food and bananas. And it's like, that's perishable. You're speaking restaurant terms. I'm all like, I don't want to die. And not good.
Yeah.
So you educate yourself and you read books. Do you remember the first time you decided in the pursuit of being an entrepreneur, the first time that you decided to pick up a book and the first book that kind of blew your mind, you're like, you know what, I'm going to tell somebody
about this
to read this or about it.
Yeah.
What is a book or just a book that gets you like, yes.
Excited about it? So I'm I was looking into how I'm motivated, and I am motivated by, what's the word called? By madness, which is very true because more intricacies of how I even got to the restaurant business. There are certain things that I just didn't like how my mom was being treated. Right. So for me, it was kind of like, you're not going to do that to her. I got her now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be protecting my mom, things like that.
Yeah.
So
you got mama bear on the mama.
Yeah. Literally, right? And so for me, that was always a drive.
Okay.
Right. So if there's a book that I recommend, I even gave one to my nephews, or nephew, I need to give it to the other nephew. And just recommend it to everybody is Choose Your Enemies Wisely by Patrick Bet-David and Your Next Fight Moves by Patrick Bet-David. You know me. I love PBD, man.
I like PBD too. I just love that, in this region, that is not a common name being thrown around in this region.
Yeah, because what PBD is doing and totally different from my realm of things.
I went to his conference.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was there. So tell me more about the book. I'm sorry.
Choose Your Enemies Wisely. It's more than what the name is, right? Yes, it's kind of considering how to differentiate situations, right? As far as, is that even worth my energy?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We might put our energy towards things that are not even, they are not even there. But if there is somebody that irks you, or you're being, bothered by that person of whatever reason, my sister. Annoyance, like always, I'm sweating.
I understand. Again, you're an entrepreneur. When the phone rings, you got to pick it up. Yeah. I get that.
But going back to the book, it was about that, and trying to find that enemy, right, in the most healthiest way possible. We don't condone any like going beating up this person or robbing this person or stiffing this person. None of that.
To bring out the competitive spirit in
correct.
For you to push beyond your limits.
Yeah.
You
it's kind of like get mad, get upset. If you really want to change, get upset with yourself first, and then get upset with the other person.
I was running. I got that thing. I create enemies all the time. Mm-hmm. I'll start by saying I am so fortunate that I have so many supporters. Like people are just like, prove your haters wrong. I don't have haters.
Yeah.
I have supporters. I got to prove them right. But I will create an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I was running a 10K several years ago, and my mom crossed the finish line way before me. And I chose an enemy. He was there and he was in front of me, and I thought he didn't look particularly athletic, but he was ahead of me, and he was ahead of me for a while. And I could see this unathletic looking guy just there. And I just developed this like lifelong rivalry with him for the next 20 minutes. I'm just like, oh, how dare him step on my track? And it's like, Jacob, you're 30 pounds overweight, now 50 probably. Now I'll get there. But I'm running over there, and I just created this enemy. And I don't know him personally, but I needed to beat him. And then I ended up having a runoff with him. Like I started catching him.
Oh, wow.
And he decided I was his enemy too. Like he was just there, just like, "Yeah," and he sees me, I see him, and we're like, it's time. It's time.
But there you go. It makes you not be comfortable.
Yeah. I was already suffering, but you know what? There's an old saying, it's not mine. Whenever you're not working, someone else is. And when you two meet, that person will win. I don't ever want to come across that person, you know?
No.
That being said, as much as we work, do you have a sense of balance? Do you personally? Do you feel like you have enough time to enjoy yourself? Do you get to put your feet in the grass or whatever it may be? Do you do that?
I do. For me, it's not very complicated. I know for a lot of people, it's booking a vacation or going somewhere.
Is that your mom?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Oh, that's sorry, everybody. Is that your mom?
Grandma was here yesterday too.
Okay.
It was so cute because there was clients here and she was walking in with her little thing, right? And I could overhear them saying, "Is that the lady from the photo?" and things like that. And for me, it was really cute. And then I did know that they asked the one of the waitresses, "Thank you guys," and about if that was grandma. And for me, I was really like, "Yeah, that's cute."
Yeah. I interrupted you, but I saw the legend. With the legend who made the legend. Yeah, I'm just like, no. I have to just acknowledge seeing her. Just be like, that's her. That's her.
And we're so night and day.
Right on.
And we're so night and day. She's so quiet, very just like in her own little space. Man, my mom literally, because side note, we're building her house there at the Rand. And my main focus is literally just the kitchen. This lady's going to have 2 kitchens because she just loves cooking. And for me, it's very important to have family and friends and invite. She just loves doing that. So for me, it was very important. Like, hey, give the lady what she wants. She deserves it. Let them live happy. You know what I mean?
Breaking bread is so important.
Yeah.
You know, I've learned that in my years.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until the last decade or so that I'm like, if I break bread with someone, we're going to be friends. I'm like, I'll follow you. I'm like, you're my friend now.
Yeah.
And they're just like right out the door, like, never. I'm like, you will be my friend.
Come back.
Come back here. Smile with me. We're going to eat this right now. You like fun? Too bad. Try it. Hold my hand when I cross the street, damn it. But you said it's not very complicated for you about relaxation.
If not, like I said, a lot of people want to take a trip and things. If I'm on a trip and I am nowhere near where I want to be, however, once I feel a little bit more comfortable where I want to be, then yeah, a trip and things like that would be cool. But I feel like they're more stressful for me right now.
Right. Well, you're very hands-on.
Yeah.
You know,
and I enjoy it. That's the thing. I enjoy what I do. Like I enjoy meeting clients. I enjoy joking with them. I enjoy joking with the staff here. Although there's some serious times, but like I would say 98% of the time, like I really love what I do, right? That 2% is just the stressful, normal day in, day out things. So for me is just if I can just have a good day at home and just being with my dogs and just doing ranch crap, it's like, yeah, I'm in heaven.
Okay.
I'm in heaven.
My cousin last night, I was in the middle of a bike ride and I stopped by to visit him. And I saw him pull out these giant cuts of meat. And I'm like, I'll be back. Like after the bike ride. And I told him about you. He's like, hey, what are you up to? And I was like, well, tomorrow I'm going to do another episode of my podcast. And I said, you'll love who I'm about to describe. And I described you as a person and as a business owner. And he was like, okay. And I go, and she lives on a ranch. She goes, you got sold. You know me, primo. And I was like, yeah. Speaking of breaking bread, let's look at this menu and let's order some food. Because
what are you gonna get? I already know what I want.
I think I know what I'm gonna get too. We're gonna break bread again, and we'll just have more stories to share. Now, this menu that we have right here, you said your mom put this together?
Yeah. As far as like the food goes, yeah.
Okay. What do you recommend on this menu? Like for someone who's never been here before, like it's their first time here and you're like, you know what? You should have this. Pretend you have a cousin from out of town. So she's related and you want her to eat well at you and your mom and your grandma's restaurant. What does your cousin eat?
Definitely the Mexican Supreme.
The Mexican Supreme.
Yeah, I feel like
Where is that?
it's going to be this plate.
Okay.
However, it's worded right over here. So it's a beef fajita taco with 2 enchiladas and 1 chalupa, then the rice and the beans.
Then I guess I shall have that.
There you go.
Oh, picadillo though. No. I love picadillo, but I love enchiladas.
Conflicted.
I'm very conflicted. I'm a walking oxymoron. I bounce back and forth from this to that. Everybody, I think it's time for us to wrap this up because your boy's hungry. I need some food. And I'm losing my sense of professionalism because right now I just see like sparkles in everything around me. You're blurry. You're just like this blurry person. I'm doing one of these.
You're like, I need to eat.
I need to eat. So you have this restaurant. You have other projects in the work. We'll talk about those when it's time.
Okay.
We don't want to let the cat out of the bag. When we have you on for a new episode, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
There's always follow-up episodes. Can the people out there find you if they want to follow the journey of Rebecca Garcia and Blanquitas, or just you as an individual? Where do people find you on the internet?
On my social media, Facebook and Instagram. Instagram's it's under I am Rebecca Garcia, and then Facebook is just Rebecca Garcia. For the restaurant, it is Blanquita's Mexican restaurant, and it's gonna have the logo of my grandmother's face. So as long as you see grandma's face.
Yes, and this is Blanquita's number 3, right?
Correct.
To be clear, so if you're in the Harlingen area, there is another Blanquita's. The first time I went to go meet you,
yeah,
I was just all like, "Hey, I'm here," and you're like, "Okay, I'll leave the kitchen right now."
I'm like, "Where are you?
Where are you?" She's like, "I'm standing right here." I'm like, "I can't see you." I thought I was like, "Oh no, the diabetes."
It's blurry.
I can't see anybody. Where is she? Turns out I was at the wrong restaurant. So when you're in Harlingen, Texas, you want to support a local business owner who's tippy top notch. You've heard her. You've gotten to know her. I don't got to sell her to you. You've met the woman. She's amazing. Come by Blanquita's number 3 and say hello and say we sent you.
Yeah. Come say hi to me.
Come say hi to her.
And let me know. So then I get a message saying like, "Hey, I was at your restaurant and I saw you." I'm like, "Tell me." I want to give you a hug, minimum.
I love that about this culture. Let me hug you.
Let me hug you.
Let me hug you.
Let me feed you.
Let me feed you. So we are about to feed ourselves. Until next time, on behalf of myself, Jacob James Garcia, and Rebecca Garcia, no relations. Y'all rock the day, roll the night, and keep shining. Laters.
No relation. Just had to throw that in there. Yeah.